they were blind.
Alright, hi guys, welcome back. Oceanic Gaming's Rumble in the Oceanic Jungle. We have a slight change in plans. This is going to be... Oh my god, I've completely lost the teams. Again. I'm organized, guys, I swear. Noxius Gaming versus Seraphic Nexus. So this is promising to be a good match. We haven't seen NX play today, but they should be really good to watch. So we've got all 10 people in the lobby. The game is going to be starting very shortly. Someone has to go on a bio break. And then we'll be getting into it. And I'm, of course, joined by my co-caster, The People's Whisper. How's it going, man?
Hey! I'm going good. I'm always excited to see new teams, because I always think new teams is something to show, and I'm always keen to see what exciting things I'll see from them. I'd love to see some interesting hero choices. I've never seen an Akali used competitively before, and I saw that last game absolutely rip up. So shout out to that, Royal Chocobo killing it. So I'm excited to see if I'll see something interesting this game. That's what I want to see. I'm all about the unique picks and the unique drafts. I'm sure everyone else is. Everyone loves to mix up the meta. But it is a tournament, and a lot of time when people are stressed, they go for the safe option. So you might just see some casual meta come out. We're about to find out, though. Here's the draft.
Alright, and first ban is Ahri. I feel like that is targeted. I'm not sure if these guys do play Ahri or not. I'm not familiar with the team's match history, but I feel that has the feel of a targeted ban in my opinion. Usually ban a champion like Ahri either when someone's really good at them, or when you want to play someone and Ahri counters it, so...
Yeah, maybe they just have a mid laner they're keen to play who gets countered by Ahri. Maybe the other team has an Ahri specialist. Ahri's been seen a lot of play competitively recently. The Koreans quite enjoy using Ahri, so I'm not surprised that she is banned, though. It is quite a common pickup in competitive play. Draven being banned too, not sure if that's a target or if they just hate Draven. Could go either way. That guy can be an absolute pain bot lane.
Yeah, absolutely. Blitzcrank and Shen have also been banned out. I'm not a huge fan of the yellow robot right now on a current meta and on a current patch, but he always does have a place in bot lane. He's also very scary late game, because if you get that one hook, it can completely turn a game around. Like, win or lost, you know, you can bring it back.
Absolutely. When it comes to Blitzcrank, he's just like the hook. He can be real hit or miss. Like, he can be forced out the game in the current meta. He can be, if he can't hit his hook, he's not like Thresh. He doesn't have that additional utility of a lantern. He's all about the hook. But if he hits the right one, it can just be game changing right there and right then. So always a risky hero. Always can make an impact. But I do agree, at the moment he is falling out of favor to a lot of the Namis being picked up. And Thresh, there we go, looking like soft lock at the moment. The other really popular. I think maybe that's why they banned Blitz to leave Thresh open, hoping it wouldn't be first pick so they could grab it and have the hook lane.
Yeah, I completely agree. So Elise has been locked in by Team Noxius Gaming. That's a strong pick. You can run her top, mid, or in the jungle. I've even seen her play support in the Korean games as well. So a very secure pick, very hard to counter it, and I'm liking it already. Thresh has also been soft locked by Private Sunshine, and Airflares is choosing, I think, a Jarvan. Already locked the Jarvan in, very confident. I like that a lot.
Yep, so it is going to be Thresh Jarvan, looks like, which would leave the Nami open, which has been the common pickup, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that drafted by NX at the moment.
No, I wouldn't be surprised at all. NX
looks like they
soft lock the Zac, which could turn into something very cool.
Yeah, Zac is definitely a really cool hero, a massive disruptor with a massive gap close. Really, really cool hero. I wouldn't be surprised to see that locked in. Super competitive, can be played top or jungle, so we don't know where the Elise or the Zac is going, but I'm going to take a stab. I find at OCG they like to just run Elise top, and they probably will jungle the Zac, but I would not be surprised to see it the more traditional way of Zac top, Elise jungle that we're seeing in the meta at the moment.
Nah, yeah, I'm completely with you, and we are having an Ahri instantly locked in. So she has a lot of utility, both with Zac and with Elise. She can use that command shockwave on both of them. So, good pick up there. I like the Ariana pick. It's also
definitely love the Orianna pick. Great for setting up mean wombo combos with that ult. She also does a load of damage, has that protective shield, and can farm really well in that mid lane. So I always think Ori is a really safe pickup and a good choice. The also strong thing about picking heroes like Elise and I forgot his name, Zac early, is that when you don't know which exact lane they're going to play, and it's a hero that could run two lanes, it makes it a lot harder to draft, I guess, because you do have to assume what you're playing against. So it's always good to pick heroes that have multiple options early to kind of throw off your opponents.
Yeah, most definitely. Alright, so these last two picks for Team Seraphic Nexus are taking quite a while. So I'm wondering if they're trying to like work out what to pick, or they want to hide it and like take as long as they possibly can. And it looks like they're locking in a double AP comp. We don't see this very often at all anymore. So Vladimir and Karthus have been locked in.
We did see it earlier today with Xerath and Lissandra, and it was absolutely lethal. The other team didn't see it coming, how much damage could be spread out. However, I do find Vlad and Karthus pick up quite unique. It's a bit odd to see the two grab like that, but we'll see if they can use it to success.
And Zyra and Tristana are being soft-locked. I quite like Zyra against their team comp when Karthus and Vlad come in to do their wombo combo ultimates. It feels like Zyra could probably disengage them quite well. Maybe not as well as Ajana could, but it's still quite an effective way of stopping it.
Yep, I love to draft a Zyra when they have quite melee or short-ranged heroes that really have to get quite into the fight, because then you can just drop your ult on the ground and be that ultimate disengage. Regardless of that, she's got a powerful lane, stun and lane, and it's just an absolute nuisance with those plants, so she's always a good pickup. It is surprising to see the Nami just be ignored this game, but I'm happy for that. Zyra is one of my favorite supports, so I'm excited to see her be played and hope that she does a lot.
Yeah, and we've got the last pick of the game, and it looks like it's going to be the AD carry is the lucky last pick. So if you're picking against a Tristana, traditionally you want something long range, like a Caitlyn or a Draven or something like that can really punish the Tristana pick in the early game, because you don't want to get to the late game safely.
Yep, there's still lots of 80s open with just Draven and Ashe being banned with still common. You'd expect to see a Caitlyn, you'd imagine, but there's still other options. There is the Kate lock-in, I believe. I would have liked to seen a Twitch. Everyone loves Twitch, eh? But
I love the Twitch, man.
It's gonna be Kate, I would imagine. That's the safest pick here, and she's definitely a confident hero that can go toe-to-toe with Tristana.
Yep, I agree with you 100%. So I'm pretty sure that Caitlyn's going to be locked in. Got 10 seconds to think about it, but I don't see them changing it to anything else. Varus may be another good pickup to use that ultimate to lock them up, but that's too much ability power damage coming out, so...
Yeah, I would have liked to see the Twitch just to get the good old Vlad ult on top of the Twitch ult, really spit that team damage out.
Yeah, I like the sound of that.
Maybe if they had the Orianna so they could really ball them up close. But we got to see the Kate. That's definitely a strong tier pick. You're never going to complain about a Caitlyn pickup. That's always going to be a really decent ADC for you.
No, yeah, you're completely right. So the swaps have gone around. We'll talk about summoner spells in 30 seconds once the delay has started. But I'm liking the look of both team comps. They're both a little bit wombo in my opinion. Zac jumps in with the Orianna Bull, or at least jumps in with the Orianna Bull, and they go a little bit wild with the shockwaves, and that kind of good stuff.
If they ball in, if they quickly drop the Zyra ult as soon as the ball ult goes off, they can pop them up and combo that out as well on top, because that should buy them enough time for the roots to jump up. So that works quite well in synergy as well.
Yeah, most
We're in
definitely.
the other team, we do have Karthus J4, pretty self-explanatory.
As well as the Vladimir. His Hemo Plague does so good, and huge AoE team fights like that. So I can't wait to see how that works out for them. I'm really liking it.
If its damage amp, it only gets better as time goes on. It never loses its value, so it's a really good spell.
Yeah, you've got it down to spades, man. And alright, so there are no unconventional summoner spells being picked up. I would say it's a little bit strange that Vlad is running both Flash and Ghost instead of running, one and an Ignite. But I think that's all right to be able to kite and to be able to chase with a Vladimir. Having that much mobility is never something bad.
Now, you're never going to complain about too much mobility. It definitely isn't the standard, but
no, I think it's absolutely fine, though, isn't it?
Come in handy, eh? Like,
yeah.
You want to run Ghost to kite on Vlad, but you're never going to complain about having a flash as well. It just does remove the chance of running a teleport or ignite.
Yeah, a little bit less kill potential in lane maybe, but late game he's going to be able to get in and get out so much easier than he would be able to otherwise.
Yeah, most definitely. So it all depends on how he plays it. It is good to see people run different summoners for once, mixing it up, so I'm always happy with that. I really enjoy junglers now that run Ignite instead of Flash, and they go for the blue Smiteless. red steal, and then you just straight ignite and attack their jungle when he comes for red.
Yeah, I've seen that so many times, and it's...
Start door and shield instead of the machete, and their machete gives them nothing versus you. You got a door and shield, and it ignite, and they just don't see it coming. Drop the ghouls, own it, first blood every time. Little strap for you.
So anyone that's in chat and wants to get a cheeky first blood in the next solo queue game, the
Jungle
he has your back. I'm not actually sure what you could do to counter that. Like, if you don't see the cheese coming, there's very little counterplay to that, isn't there? Like,
I watched it on a Korean game, and they did it exactly that. And they did the Yorick just stole Smiteless Blue, ran it red, and just first blooded the Elise. And the Elise couldn't just do anything; it just rocked her. She didn't see it coming.
That's so good.
Like, you can never win that 1v1. Yorick's got so much sustain, plus the Doran Shield, plus that Ignite burn. That's hilarious. Yeah, they can flash away, but they burn everything and lose their double buff. It's great.
I think, yeah, maybe get like an early ward on their buff as well, so you can like see them doing it, so you can just walk straight in there and go ham. Yeah, so
I just wait until I can join the game. I've got to wait a little bit.
That's alright. 20 seconds left on our delay, my friend, and then we'll be into it. So yeah, I think Karthus taking barrier is a very cool decision. It means he's gonna have a little bit more survivability in lane. It means that he's gonna be able to choose when he dies or when he doesn't. Usually you see he traditionally takes exhaust so he can land his lay waste a little bit easier, or a teleport so he can get around the map a little bit easier. But barrier, you can pretty much take it on any hero and get away with it, in my opinion. It's just one of those all-around, always good summoner spells.
Yep, and with barrier, the less they're expecting it, so the less likely you're running it on a hero that isn't supposed to have it, the more likely you're going to get those sneaky barrier baits off where you think they're going to get the kill, they dive for it, suddenly Karthus pops his barrier, and it's all downhill for you. So maybe we'll see some of that. Barrier can be such a decisive spell. Really confusing sometimes, and really frustrating when it gets you.
Oh my god, yes. It's the most satisfying feeling as well. Like, someone jumps in after you, like, under the turret, and they look like they're gonna get the final blow, and you pop that barrier, and they just know their life is over, and you're gonna walk away laughing. Like, literally spamming.
It must happen to me like once a day when I play ADC. I just die to some stupid bait under the tower.
Oh no. I know what to play against you next time then. Anyone with barrier. Alright, so...
Only you could run it twice, eh?
Yeah. I'm liking the CLG logo from NX Giljai. I actually like all the icons that you can buy now. Have you
look
purchased
forward
any
to
of
the day we can buy some of the Oceanic ones. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm going to support my local teams.
Yeah, Team Immunity, Team X5, let's do it.
Once I can buy some of those, maybe then I'll get it.
Yeah, it'd be cool if these teams could get them as well, like teams that maybe participated in the Path to Pro. It'd be cool to be able to support like local talent.
Maybe they should do it for Shoutcasters. Everyone could have a People's Whisper logo.
I would have a People's Whisper logo. I wouldn't even use my own.
Yeah, I would probably also have one and just sell out. I love to sell you over.
It's all good.
That's what I'm about.
Alright, and the game has started, so it'll be interesting to see what these two teams do in their 1v1. I wonder if they'll do anything aggressive. Like, Karthus and Vlad, I wouldn't think would be too great at a level 1 fight. What do you think? Do you think they're heroes that are...
What they want you to think, Scott.
Is it all counterplay? Like...
The old fakey.
Alright, so... if it is, I'm gonna lose my mind, but... It does look like they're just setting up to defend their own jungle, instead of invading with a Karthus and a Vlad.
We might be playing an ARAM here, with just all teams going to the mid lane.
Yeah, that'd be absolutely fine with me.
And all mid the game. I'd be definitely keen to that. This Thresh just being a little sticky, see if he can find anything.
Yeah,
he is going to actually find a little bit more than he wants for heroes. I don't think he'll be too keen to do anything here. I think they're just having a look, making sure their jungle's safe, giving their Jarvan an easy time. And that's definitely fine. I do believe if you're not going to invade, you definitely want to be protecting. Don't let those buffs just get stolen for free.
Yeah,
but these teams, they know what they're doing.
Getting some nice wards down. Just making sure that they know where the jungler is going to start, when the jungler is going to go after he's got both his buffs. That's really like crucial information to have. Like if you can work out where the jungler is going to end up. So, you know, if he starts at blue, he's going to go to red, obviously. And then you know he's going to be able to gank top or mid. Or, you know...
And look at this. This ward bush into the jungle has already been warded by both teams. Both of them know that's a massive entry point.
This could be a massive 5v5, actually.
They all know they're there. I mean, blue knows purple's here somewhere. But they don't exactly know their location, so it could be interesting. I would love to see I'd love to see a fight here, a full-on 5v5. It's not, because Vlad's back.
Vlad's not there. It's definitely beneficial if Noxious Gaming actually looks for it. And they are going to come around and force this fight.
And here we go. The stun actually hits the red creep, though, but they are going to put some damage out. The hook goes out. Caitlyn's getting in a bit of trouble. She is going to flash. Look at the flash, but it's going to be chased by the Elise, and they're going to get the first blood on the Tristana, so they're going to be extremely happy with that. Zara getting low, we're going to survive. So first blood on Trist, versus the Kate, and on the Kate, so that's really good for bot lane. In the meantime, though, Vlad will get a little bit of bonus experience being the only one up here, but I think blue team will be happy with that. I think that was a fair investment. It takes Elise up the lane for a little while, but to get that first blood on your carry against theirs, that's a really good start.
Oh my god, yes. And that was really well played by Noxious Gaming. They had a ward, they saw the invade, they sit up, they came in, they were very patient, and their patience paid off for them. They were rewarded with their own buff and first blood, and those are the things that you do want.
Yep, and it does mean that Jarvan had to go back and get his red, so it slowed him down a tiny bit. He's got it now, and he's the same level as Zach, so he's not too far behind, but it did stop him a little bit, so add on time, so they'll definitely be happy. As long as this Elise can catch up. It's just against Vlad. Vlad doesn't have the strongest early game, so
No,
he may not
doesn't
be
at all.
So Elise should be able to get herself back into this, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty standard laning phase. I don't think we're going to see a kill come out without outside influence. In my opinion, these guys are just going to try farm it up, and the ganks are going to be the decider on who wins and who loses. And as I say that, Private Sunshine is taking so much damage in this mid lane. Orianna is definitely putting the hurt on.
Orianna is such an annoying hero to play against in that mid lane. She can really dominate it. She really, it's the lane for her, isn't it? She just loves that lane, and that ball is so annoying. She can farm it up really well, so Karthus might have a little bit of trouble here.
And Sunshine is just CSing quite well under turret. Orianna's got a slight CS lead, but he's probably going to be able to bring that back for himself without too much worry at all. And I'm just landing.
I'm liking this. He's just zoning out Zara. He's not going to let her get any experience while she's there alone. They know they can't do that. And if this Thresh gets a good enough hook, he can always start a kill from nowhere, you know?
Oh my god, yes.
These playmaking support heroes. And that's what makes them so fun and entertaining to watch. They can really just shock the lane. So that's what I'm hoping to see a bit. And this Orianna's looking like she's going to get a gank. It's going to be Jarvan, but he isn't going to hit her. So she's not going to get knocked up. So she will be able to back out of that, and she'll be happy there.
Yeah, didn't have to waste... Oh, she did waste flash, sorry. So that was still probably a worthwhile gank. Like, I don't think a successful gank is just killing your opponent. It's also blowing a flash or sending them home and having to recall. That's a successful gank as well. So he's probably...
blowing a flash is always really good. You do want to eventually get the kill while they're flashless, though.
Yeah,
but not having to flash is also good for... It cancels their offense. They can't flash and dive you, and it does remove that escape, so they have to be more careful from there on. So definitely, you're right there. In the meantime, this Thresh is just so funny. He's super aggressive. He wants the hook, but he can't get his opening at the moment. Here he goes. He is going to hook. He's going to hit. Well, I don't think they're going to be able to do enough damage here. Play, but Jarvan's coming down. Good rotation. He's going to knock up there. So Trista's in a little bit of trouble. She's getting beaten down by red buff. She's just going for the Kate. She knows she's dead. She's going to try and trade as much damage as she can. Caitlyn's going to pick up the kill, though. So that's really good for them. Really good hook. He was waiting for it. Jarvan was ready to back it up. And there goes the kill. So it was a gank, like you said. Thresh was ready to make the plays. And now it's 1-1. And Caitlyn will be happy there after losing that first blood. She would have wanted that kill really badly.
Yep, and that happened because of that first blood, actually. Caitlyn flashed over into the golden pit trying to get away so she wouldn't die for first blood. Tristana flashed over as well, and that just meant that Jarvan could come down, and flash wasn't back up for Tristana just yet, so he was able to get a very easy kill on top of her.
Jarvan finds Zach trying to counter ward him and counter jungle him and manages to get the big creep, so he'll be happy with that.
Nicely played.
Zach's supposed to go back, so that's alright though. That's nothing too bad, just a race.
You know, it's your race though, it's not his race.
Yeah, exactly. It's the right thing.
My race. Alright, so Orianna, as you did say, is bullying Karthus a little bit, and that is reflected in the CS score. She's 12 up at the moment, and I wouldn't be surprised if that gap went up a little bit more. But that's to be expected. Orianna, with nice ball control, can just harass you while CSing with no trouble at all on her behalf. So, it's up to...
Orianna, and you can never actually, like... never underestimate the damage that she can spit out. Like, she can become so deadly later on when she has that AP. She's more than just the good setup with that ult. She's absolutely deadly hero. But at the same time, Karthus should farm up pretty good. He's got good farming spells. So I reckon both these mid heroes will get quite big throughout the end of the game.
Yeah,
and here comes
seeing a lot of it.
She's about to get initiated on. She started this fight up with her ult. She wanted it. But Jarvan was there and ready. So he's going to come up and try and kill her. And Karthus is going to drop, but they are also going to pick up Orianna. So trade for 1-for-1. I think they'll be a little upset that Karthus dropped there, but it was well played by Orianna to go 1-for-1.
It was indeed. The kill on Karthus was pretty good. Karthus didn't rage Requiem, and that's something that a lot of players should be aware of. You don't have to cast Requiem when you die if it's up. It's really beneficial just to hold on to it and try to secure those kills with it.
Yeah, it definitely has a long cooldown as well, so you don't really want to waste it.
Oh my god, yeah, it does. I'm just checking how long the cooldown is at level 1.
And the hook hit, by the way, bots. They're going to go hard on the Tristana. She's going to have to rocket jump away. She'll just take a bit of harassment. So it's just the Thresh really making the plays out bot. I think what happened in that mid gank is that Karthus knew that J4 was on the way, so he got a bit out of position and forward so that Orianna would initiate. But Jarvan was just a bit too slow that Orianna could get enough damage off. So Orianna sensed the kill. It was a bit of a bait, but she managed to pull the kill off. So she'll be all right with it.
Yeah, she will. Like, it's always better to bring someone down with you if you have to die, you know, so...
Yeah, and I think she'll be happy that she got the mid hero into the jungle, so her lane's still kind of evened out there. And she's just going to carry on farming, having a good time in that mid lane.
Yeah, most definitely. So, there was a nice Thresh, Lantern, and Hook in the bot lane. No kills came out of it, but I feel like Caitlyn's probably in a better situation than the Tristana is at the moment. And you are right, this Thresh just loves being aggressive, loves getting in their face, doing all those things that a good support should be doing. Trying to make a difference and be the deciding factor in why his team wins.
Yep, and there's always that mental game going on between the two supports, especially when they both have skill shot attacks like these two heroes, Zara and Thresh. Thresh hitting a lot of his hooks, trying to get in the head of that Zara, making her a bit uneasy about her stuns, and really just putting the pressure on her, so her stuns haven't been super accurate, and I think that can happen. It's a really mind game when it comes to support with support in situations like that. Zach wants to make a move, he stretches up, but doesn't really see the time to jump in, so he is just going to keep waiting in that bush. They do have vision of him though, so they are being smart about it.
Yeah, very smart indeed. So Zach doesn't throw his elastic slingshot. I thought he was going to do it. He looked poised and ready to jump in under that turret. Jarvan's pretty close though. Jarvan's
currently rotating down. He's getting ready. He knows he's there too. So now they're going to walk forward. They're going to try bait it out. They want him to think that he can jump in here, and he does. They've got the bait ready. Now he's going to try survive. He throws up the box. He's really committing hard on the Thresh. He is going to go down. Jarvan ults up, but he gets out of it with a rocket jump. But here comes that ult. That's why they saved it. Can they drop anyone though? No, they're still going to get away. Can we get an assassinate? Anything? No. So they're going to go. They're going to pick one off. They'll be pretty happy there. And here comes the Orianna. So they need to be really, really careful here. If Zara hits the stun, unfortunately she doesn't. Almost could have pulled that off. But that's a good play. The blue team will be happy here. They took one for nothing, and it was well done.
Definitely. So
especially because the purple team knew what was coming and they tried to bait it out, but the aggression was just too much in the end.
So Elise and Vladimir. Vlad's actually up in CS over this Elise in the top lane. I'm so impressed with this John Ace. That's not a lane I feel like you should win early with Vlad, but he is doing so.
Yep, and you know with Vlad, once he starts getting his levels, those creeps only become easier to keep farming.
Yeah.
Once he's got high levels so he can pump all his spells out, he's an absolute beast as well. So he'll be really happy to be having a strong early game because it can only get better from there. In the meantime though, Ori's still just giving Karthus a hard time. She might pick up a solo kill here. She's put the ignite on. The barrier comes up though, countering the ignite. There it is. It's going to keep him alive just. So there's the barrier saving his life, but he's going to turn around. He's got to be careful, but there you go. You called it. The barrier bait did work. Burn out the ignite and just saving his life.
I think you called it, man. You are completely right. The barrier does save his life, as it should. And he walks away feeling probably pretty happy about himself.
Yeah, and it was a moment where I believe Exhaust or Ignite wouldn't have helped them at all. So it was actually the correct summon to have it in that scenario.
Alright, so Tristana and Zara are getting some nice damage on this bot turret. Their turret, however, is quite healthy, so Caitlyn's probably going to be looking to push that down at some point. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I've done something to my stream. There we go. Okay, I'm way back.
That's alright. In the meantime, we just see them. They just see this farming. They're having a good time. Both of them have good late game carry heroes, so they're not afraid just to let their AD carries farm. They do, however, want to get these kills and get this gold quick. Jarvan is going to rotate down. He's looking to make something happen. Zach's down by the red, and he's heading down now. He's at the golems. He's only half though, so he will have to be a bit careful if he does decide to rotate to this bot lane to make something happen. But and Least are still just happily farming, and the mids are just farming as well, going for their Wraiths. Oriana's just chilling mid, she's got a blue, going for the CS, so it's quite a passive game right now at the moment. If something's going to happen, it looks like it's going to be down at this bot lane. Jarvan is round, he wants to sneak in the lane. He's going for the lane ganks that Scott was talking about earlier, but he doesn't know where the wards are, and he's a bit worried here, so he's just going to back up. Oriana's rotating bot, Zach's there too, so they have to be careful here. Can suddenly become a 4v3, but Oriana is just going to rotate back mid. She wants those farms, she sees that it may not happen. And it's just defensive plays by both teams, only 500 gold separating the two. Really close.
What do you think of the Jarvan pickup, getting that Lizard Elder? And
one moment we just got Zach jumping right in on the Caitlyn, and they've got to pick if the Lizard is going to pull it back, but she just gets hit by that Zyra ult, popping her up, and it's going to be a kill. Goes to Justana, really good. What do I think about the spirit of Elder Lizard on the Jarvan? I do prefer to go the tanky damage reduction. What is it? Tennessee, this I'm looking for.
Tenacity, yep.
Tenacity, sorry.
Right.
Tank jungle item, but he's confident to do the damage. You do have to remember they have a double AP lineup, so they do need a bit of extra attack damage to help out Caitlyn. Maybe that's why he's opted for it. Maybe it's just a personal preference thing.
Yeah, man. Zach is definitely going for that Spirit of the Elder Golem, so he is going for the HP one. So it'll be cool to see if this damage build for Jarvan works out for him. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Vlad and Elise going 1-1. Wow, well.
Oh, Jasmine Teeley for the execute. I thought Vlad had it, but at least you can never count her out. Real close fight there.
And it looks like, while all the action was happening in the top lane, it looks like Seraphic Nexus are gonna just go get this dragon. I think it is the first dragon of the game, correct me if I'm wrong.
It's the first dragon.
Yep, and the gold is still so similar. These teams are, riding each other's backs in the same way. Caitlyn has a bit more CS than Tristana, but Oriana has a bit more CS than Vlad, and while the kills that...
I feel like Oriana's doing really well mid, but the only thing that's getting me worried is this Vlad top seems to be doing really well as well. I can't actually tell right now who is winning. There's only 600 gold difference, but I feel like it's going to come down to how these big team fights are played out. They've both got big wombos, they've both got good heroes getting farm. I think it's still a really, really open game. I don't even know who I tip to favor this game at the moment.
We should hear from the people in the audience, guys. You are the People's Whisper Man. Do you have a question for the audience? Does the audience have a preference on who they think is going to win the game? Oh no! Alright, I'll ask. Guys in the audience that are watching this game, who do you feel like is going to win? Noxius Gaming or Seraphic Nexus? So Noxius Gaming are the blue side with NX in their name, and Seraphic Nexus are the red or purple team, depending on your colorblind settings. And we're getting into it. So, Vlad and Elise. Vlad shouldn't have dived for that Elise kill on the turret, I don't think. He's definitely coming back. Elise is definitely coming back into the game. She didn't ever die to the Vladimir, and with that extra kill, she's got some nice items, and she could probably trade pretty effectively. I'm so surprised that she didn't go for a spell vamp item to, keep her in lane a little bit better.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to work out my stream, get that chat loaded up, just changing browsers. But yeah, I definitely agree. I think this top lane means a lot. This Vlad seems quite comfortable. I know he was aggressive with the dive, but I think he was just doing so well on the lane that he just got a bit too confident. And it's always good if you can abuse that as a player. So Elise did really well to just wait it out and to commit to that kill. So she's really brought herself back in. And I feel like this top lane, this game, can make a massive impact later on when they start joining in the team fights, how it goes down. So I think both those players are doing really well to keep themselves in the game and keep this game so open. In the meantime, Jarvan's still rotating bot. He's hanging around. He wants the lane gate. They don't have a ward in there, so they do not know he's there. But they still have to be careful about it. Tristana's just going to run in. He wants to go for it. There's no way they can get the Zach's rotated bot too, so he's there ready for it. And Oriana's just getting the race, but she's probably positioning herself that she can rush bot if she needs to as well. They've got quite good rotation here. Both junglers always seem to be paying attention where the other one is and making their way. It's Air players who ripped up the first game actually. He played a Noxius and he's on this Jarvan, and he's just making sure whenever he sees the Zac, he's rotating there to match that fight and tries to wait for the surprise. Quite well done with the junglers. Zyra's going to ult here aggressively. Zac's going to jump in. Kayla's in a bit of trouble, but she's actually right now. They've gone off. Jarvan's actually done really well there, the peel for her, and she's going to spit out her ult. Zara's going to go down to the Karthus. Must have been her ultimate that dropped out, and they're going to back up here. They're happy to get one. Orianna coming from behind, and there is no tower. So
Nice
Ori's in a really good spot. She's going to get the ult, drop both of them. Really good rotation by Orianna. That tower was down, so she could get in behind. Tristana's going to run. She's most. Oh no, there's the flash. Well done by Jarvan that picked off that kill. He's going to get out of there, but that was also really well done by Orianna. And was it overall total 2 for 2, or was it 3 for 2 by one team?
I think it was
2 for 2.
2 for 2, but someone's respawned by the time that we got around to the end of the fight.
Yeah, that would have been the support, I believe. The Zara dropped down first. So they took out the Zara and the Trist. They did lose big time. That was really well played by this Orianna. She's definitely getting quite big and nasty now.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. So, the way that these guys scale into the late game, I think you can't beat Vlad, Karthus, and Caitlyn for scaling. I mean that Tristana obviously scales very well, Elise obviously scales very well, but none of them just scale as well as Vlad and Karthus. Those are big heroes. Yeah,
the fans are reckoning that NX are up in this, but I'm quite worried. I think this Vlad's really good, and I really like this Jarvan, though. He may not be he's 3-0-2, so he's definitely shown he's good. I just like his rotation. Whenever you see the other Zac move around, whenever Zac's moving around, Jarvan follows him. Though Zac's been playing an amazing game too, and he's really disrupting in these team fights. So big props to Zac too. But I'm slightly tilted towards the purple team, to be honest. I think they're going to rock it.
Yep. It's good that you have a lot of faith in them, man. They have a really cool team comp, in my opinion. It's not often you do see that double AP comp, and I'm surprised we haven't seen a Will of the Ancients. Like, bring it back to Season 2 when you're on double AP with a Wota on both heroes. But that's alright. Vlad actually has some really cool itemization. He does have the spooky ghost item, and I know you're a big fan of that.
But people calling me out, the Zac Ori combo OP, and that is definitely true. Chucking that ball on Zac and getting that big fling in, sucking everyone in, could actually just rock the team fight. I think that Orianna is actually the massive threat coming out of this blue team. And she's actually only 2 CS behind the Caitlyn, being the second most farmed hero in the game. So she's doing really well. That's Orianna mid for you though. She's an absolute nightmare to try control.
Yeah, she is really. And she's showing it in the CS as well. She's actually almost leading them out for CS. Caitlyn's got 174, Ori has 174. And yeah, that's good CS for this point in time. I mean, the LCS players get 10 CS a minute. So if you were double lift or someone like that, you'd have 190 towards 200 CS, maybe even a little bit more, depending on how well you're going. And these players are all sitting on 170, which is very, very respectable, especially at this level of play.
Yep, and especially because these guys probably do not play LoL for their full-time jobs, so they have a little bit of a disadvantage.
Oh, they do indeed.
Them to double lift, but they can definitely do it. They've got the potential, and they're really strong players. I'm really enjoying this game. I really don't know where it's going to go. They're going for the Dragon now. They're just dewarding. Dragons can be really big. They want this goal. Airflare's just going to jump straight on the Zac though. They don't want to give it time. Really good by Thresh to back that up with another hook. Zara's going to try to disengage it. Let's bounce coming up. Airflare's just going to throw his ult on the Zara. Try to get as much damage down as he can. Shut down going to Tristo. That's quite bad. They don't want to give her the gold. He's trying to play them back. He's just going to get hit by the solo Oriole. It's Thresh getting beaten down. But he's going to swap out. It's going to be Thresh down there. Here comes the Karthus.
Oh no!
Is it going to do anything?
No, Karthus died. He didn't die. He cast his ult.
Oh, horrible, horrible, but Caitlyn cleaning up. If that ult went off then, they could have got really rocked.
They could have completely trashed that team fight, in my opinion. And Vlad might even make a play on the Elise in the top lane. So what happened was, Karthus flashed in, got his E off.
Oh, look at this, Caitlyn! Oh, one more hit. Unlucky. Zara.
But yeah, the Karthus died while he was triggering his ult, and that's not what you're supposed to do as Karthus. You're supposed to die and then cast it, so it can't be interrupted. But it was indeed interrupted, and that was pretty much...
I didn't see that come down. They just spit out so much damage. I thought it went off, but it hadn't. They had done really well without that ult. The ult as well could have...
Yeah. So Jarvan just picking up his red buff now. That last team fight probably went in favor of Noxius Gaming, I would definitely say. But Seraphic Nexus can definitely bring it back.
Oh, this game is definitely not over. Both teams really strong. There's only 600 gold in the difference, one tower, so they're still really even. They've both got really strong wombos. It all just comes down to execution at the moment. But that Ori ball it's still really, really scary. It only hit Thresh that time. If it had hit more heroes, it could have really done that extra damage they needed to everyone else. Caitlyn, though, becoming an absolute nuisance with this red buff, just going to harass that Tristana a bit, give her a bit of a hard time. Caitlyn the bully, eh? Once she gets her items, she wants to mess with people. She wants to poke you in the base and have a fun time.
And she does have a fun time doing it, man. Caitlyn's just one of those obnoxious heroes that can just right-click you for days. A little bit like Blade Master from Warcraft 3.
She makes right-clicking cool.
She does,
and they're just siege on this tower. I believe they can get it. That Caitlyn can siege so well, and Jarvan's pumping out that damage too, so they're going to get it. He's enjoying his double buff. 2 red buffs down there, looking intimidating. That is going to be the tower down, so they're going to get a bit of gold there. They want that team advantage. And the Dragon Ping's coming out. Will they make it? There is a ward in there, they can see it. Thresh can clear that out though.
And the Dragon has been started.
They are going to take
have a lot of damage, so I think they can take this one away. The Zyra ult comes out and misses everyone. They do pick up the Dragon as well.
Would have loved that Ori ball to pinch the Dragon from behind. She did try, but she was unsuccessful sadly. In the meantime, Vlad's getting himself in a bit of tricky situation. Did good to dodge the stun there, did not want to get hit by that, and now he's just been hit out.
And now the blue team are pushing up in the mid lane. All 5 of them are actually grouping up for this. They may be looking for a team fight, which I think is a little bit strange, as they don't have that Zyra ult to disengage if things go wrong.
Well, they're just going all in. Things aren't going to go wrong. It's going to go right if they get this team fight. It's what they're hoping is going to happen. They can just get that ball on that Zac and hit enough targets. It can just be GG right there. It's so scary.
Yeah, it is. Orianna taking the Wraith camp away. Tristana going and trying to steal it. It looks like pings have actually gone down on top of the Zyra and the Tristana. They might be trying to find her in their own jungle.
Lars just going to go see what he can do against the Ori. Ori's going to give him a bit of a rough time. He's going to drop his ult. He does hit her, but she's just going to back out after that, blocking it with this ball shield. No, she does take a bit of damage, but not that much. Zach's just going to jump back in, try to protect his team. They're just looking for an opening here, trying to see if the team will make a mistake, and they're not. And this time, Elise is pushing top, just getting those towers while she can. She has to be careful, though, that she can get back to help their team if they need her. They're going to try to siege this mid tower. Here comes the ball and the zap. We've talked about it. Here goes the let's bounce. Caitlyn's in a horrible position. She's going to try to get herself out of there, full back. She does well to keep alive and stay up. I think they should just disengage here. And they managed to do so really well. Good initiate, but really good escape from the purple team as well. That's what Ori Ball can do though, so dangerous. They have to get right out of there now. They do not want to mess around. Lantern's just going to help Carpus and his movement speed get out of there a bit quicker. And in this time, Jasmine Tea Leaf on this Elise is going to go for the second tower top. So this has been a really successful split push now. Now they've been able to disengage the fight. They're happy with that. And they're going to get this tower. Jarman's going to come try to stop it though. Is he going to be successful? I think he won't be actually. The tower will go down to the Elise. She'll be happy there. 2 towers down from top. Or from that team fight. Now he's going to jump in. He wants to pay for that tower. But Elise can do a bit of damage. She's going to jump in. She's going to get it with the ignite. Elise, again, just surviving. Can she repel? No, she is going to go down to the assassinate there. But she got 2 towers and the Jarvan kill. I think she'll be extremely happy with that.
Yeah, and Noxius Gaming actually won that 4v5 at the turret. Like, that was absolutely huge for them. I'm not sure how they won that. The Zac and Ori combo just does so much damage.
That Ori pulled in for free, all of them pretty much, but Caitlyn got sucked in especially close to the tower, and then she had a hard time to get out, and once she was out, she had the retreat, and that's really what won them the fight.
Yeah, it was basically eliminating Caitlyn's damage from the equation, and it worked out so well for them.
Yeah, it worked out excellently, and now they've got pressure both top and bottom. The top tower's down, the bottom tower's taking a bit of damage, but it's just from creeps, so it won't take too much. But it's starting to look a bit worrying for the purple team.
And Karthus just clearing waves bot. The CS is getting quite high now, as we're getting into the later stage of the game. They're moving towards the 9,000 and 10,000 gold mark per player. And once you hit that point, you start getting 2 or 3 items really. So these guys are going to be completing those big items that do a lot of damage, and the game is going to shift into the mid to end game phase. Which is always nice.
With red buff just jumped in and gave Vladimir a really hard time. He's got to back up. Got to be careful. This Trista's going to become really scary. They're really pulling away these big high game heroes late. And this Ori Zac, such a scary, scary combo.
I'm not sure how you'd peel it as well. With the team that Seraphic Nexus has, they don't really have the ability to stop the Zac jumping in or the Ori ball from killing them all, really. They have a team that kind of, it's an all-in team. Vlad runs in, casts his Hemoplague, Karthus runs in with his Defile on and then dies, and Jarvan jumps in on everyone with his Cataclysm. So it's a team that hard engages, and I feel like Noxious Gaming...
The worst thing to want, unfortunately, if you've got the weaker Wombo team, Wombo versus Wombo is not a fun time for you.
No,
and
it's not.
They don't really have the split push potential. Like, they've got a Vlad top and they've got a Karthus. Doesn't make it easy for them, where they at least can just keep pushing with their Spiderlings, chomp out towers, which make a mistake, as we saw on top, picking up both those towers, and can't push. So they do have to be careful.
They do indeed. As everyone's just CSing at the moment, they don't want to do anything big because Baron is definitely an objective at the moment, and if someone's dead, they can pick that up so quickly.
Yeah, and Baron can always be a game changer. And if it's not Baron, it's the ace that your team got hit by for trying Baron at the wrong time. Then we see that rapid combo, but Caitlyn just been able to avoid it, which would be really strong. The Let's Bounce comes out and the Zara ult. We're going to find Karthus getting being bullied quite a bit. She's going to have to pop his Zhonya's. He is going to go down now, but he's still got his Ghost Form, so he's going to come drop the big ulti. Can this make the difference? Thresh goes down. And now Triss goes down, that's all over the base. Caitlyn trying to spit out a bit of damage. Vlad's going to go down, but at the same time, so is Elise. It's Orianna and Zara and Zac. Zac gets the kill. Caitlyn's by herself. She's got to be careful, but she can still do a bit of damage. She could even get a few kills there. That's what she wants. She got the Ori really well done. And it's going to be a 4 for 3.
Yep, in favor of Noxious Gaming. And I feel like if Kate just kept auto-attacking, even though it looked like a really bad 1v3 for her, she might have been able to pick everyone up. Orianna kept missing her balls, and that was enough for the Caitlyn to be able to pick her up, and I reckon she could have done the Zyra and the Zac as well. But that's a judgment call, and Caitlyn didn't... Caitlyn made a different call, and it worked out for her as well, so that's absolutely fine.
Caitlyn actually did really well at the start of that fight, because they did go for the repel ball initiate on her, but I believe she flashed and managed to get out of that ball just before it went off. If she had just died at the straight of that fight, it would have gone a whole lot worse for them. So she did well there at the initiate, and she did well to survive all the time. If there was one hero they wanted to be alive, it was most likely Caitlyn. So she had done well. Unfortunately, that team fight just didn't work out for them.
Yeah, it was really well played by both teams, though. The Caitlyn for getting away, and for Noxious Gaming for creating such a horrible situation for Seraphic Nexus to get out of, so...
Exactly, but you do have to worry next time if that Ori ball hits, it'll be a whole different team fight. So this pressure's still on. They've got to be really careful not to just get instantly womboed out by that Ori, because even without her, they're struggling to win these team fights.
So Thresh is running around with his oracles, just clearing wards away, and doing all that good stuff.
Now they managed to push out a little bit. They could do a bit of damage here, but straight up the Zara ult comes out, the disengage. Now they're at least just going to put the pressure on. They're going to force the Zhonya's out again. Tristana getting focused a bit by J4, but J4's going to be careful. Elise is going to take out the kill on Karthus. Vlad's going to now try to take out Elise, but Elise is being elusive. It's working out well. Caitlyn's going to get the Zara here. Elise goes down. That's not too surprising. She was far too deep at that point. Caitlyn wants to chase. She has been stunned. She's going to keep on the following up now. Zara's going to be careful. She's like, here comes the ghost. The spooky ghosts. There's going to be Zara down. Can they also get set? Watch out for Zara's passive. And there they go. Caitlyn gets another kill. That's quite good. They separated them without the wombo. They were able to chomp them down. This Caitlyn does a good job of staying alive. That's what they need. If she can keep chomping and 80 carrying like this, it can go really well. They might just opt for Dragon here. They just want the gold they can get. And that was well done. It's still a really close game, as you can see.
Yeah, wow, really well played. This Dragon is going to go down as well. I think it is going to go in favor of Seraphic Nexus. Orianna tries to get a cheeky steal over the wall, but it isn't going to work for her. And she misses the shockwave.
Unfortunately. Cheeky little plays there.
Cheeky indeed. I thought she was going to get that as well. And that would have been one dead Thresh. So it looks like...
and they just love to farm. Always keeping that gold up, trying to get those big items.
We're actually seeing 300 CS on Caitlyn compared to 196 on Tristana. And that is a giant difference, if we're being honest. That's
just gonna get Orianna's recall there and put a bit of damage on her, just wasting her time. It's really good. You want to just waste as much of the enemy's time as you can, as long as you're still farming like this Caitlyn is. So that's really good. Zara's going to be careful here too. But this Caitlyn, if they can just keep getting her massive, she can win them the game.
Yeah, and it looks like... actually, the score is very even at the moment. 16-14. In favor of Seraphic Nexus. They're up about 2,400 gold, and I think that's just from the farm, actually. They're down in objectives and they're down in kills, but they're farming like gods, and it's definitely showing in the gold count.
Yeah, it just shows you can't underestimate the good old basics of farming. Even with objectives and kills, it still has a massive part to play in the game. And this is just proof. It can really keep you in if you guys are really out farming them. Like this Caitlyn is 315 CS, an absolute psycho.
Yeah, really well played. So that's about 3,000 gold just from farm this Caitlyn has over this Tristana. Because they have the same amount of kills and similar amount of assists. And 3,000 gold just from farm is absolutely huge.
And now we got the slow. If he gets the, oh my god, the Zyra plant blocks the Thresh hook. That is just classic, but she's still in trouble. She's going to throw it out. The Assassinate's going to come down. It's going to be a kill to the Caitlyn instead. Even
Wow,
with
that Thresh blows up.
Thresh is definitely dead there, and Vlad might be in a bit of trouble too. The J4's going to try to save him, but the Elise is going to come down, Rappel. He's still in a bit of trouble. And he actually might just escape. Here comes the punch though. There we go. Zac has got him. The Zonius is coming out with the Karthus. He's going to be alright, but now no, he's instantly dead. That's the Elise. Execute for you. Here comes the Ori Wall, but here comes the ult. Can it do enough? The shield should keep him alive. Here's the Caitlyn for the cleanup. Can she get it? She's going to get one more attack, and she will pick up that kill. The rest of the team will run away at this point. And once again, just Caitlyn alive. Godlike even, but still not looking too good. 3 really low health heroes recalling now. If only Caitlyn could get access to them, it could be a different game. She just can't fully clean up, sadly.
That was teams getting caught out though. That wasn't a straight up team fight. So even though it looks like very far ahead for Noxius Gaming, Seraphic Nexus were all very split. They were trying to get the pick onto the Zyra, and they paid for it so dearly. So I'm looking forward to seeing a full-on 5v5 team fight to see who really does hold the advantage, because it could be different to what we're seeing now, which is Noxius Gaming completely domineering these team fights.
Yeah, I think that is what will happen in the 5v5 team fight, and I think definitely the Purple team wants to avoid team fights as much as they can. They want to just kind of pick off the small heroes and then fight when they got the numbers. I think that's their best idea, because otherwise their wombo is just so strong.
Yeah, you got it.
As long as they can just keep this Caitlyn alive, they're still in the game.
So Karthus has just finished his Seraph's Embrace. So his next item is probably going to be Rabadon's. He's already got, let me just double check that for you, 406 AP without Rabadon's. So that will go up into the 600s quite easily when he does have that. So it's a huge power spike.
Yeah, massive pump in the old AP when you finish that item off, that's for sure.
Yeah, man. Alright, so I think the next major objective might actually be Baron. Let me just check if Zyra has oracles. No, there are no oracles on Noxious Gaming at the moment, but neither is there one on Team Seraphic Nexus. So it surprises me actually that they don't have oracles while they're running around. Zyra's actually going back.
I don't think you'll see this for long. Yeah, I definitely think that we wanted to grab those oracles up.
Yeah, because Zyra just picked it up.
A Baron dance is definitely going to happen at some point. Now that's definitely a big thing that's in the game, and just having that vision and the ability to remove wards is definitely massive in a Baron scenario.
Yeah, completely invaluable really. So. Alright, so Vlad, Thresh, and Caitlyn take away the Wraith Camp. The CS is just still going up for this Caitlyn. She's doing it exactly right. All she's doing for the past, 34 minutes really, is picking up CS wherever she can, and it's making all the difference in this game. She's the reason that Team Seraphic Nexus are still in the running for this, I feel. She just does so much damage. She's so much further ahead than anyone else on the map. And she's really making a good show of herself.
Yep, she's feeling happy. She's sitting on a godlike spree. They've just got to find a way to finish off the whole team. That's their problem, but they've got to be careful. If she ever goes down, I feel like if they can kill the Caitlyn, they're quickly going to crumble afterwards. So they've got to be really smart about how they fight this, both teams. It's still really close. There's actually still just 2k gold difference. It's been such an even game. Sometimes it feels like some teams are winning more than others, then quickly a team fight makes you change your mind, but they're looking for it. They want to get that Zac initiation with that ball. They're just keeping the ball on him. Zac's waiting. He really wants to jump in there. If they can get the shockwave right, it can just be devastating.
Yeah, it really can. And Orianna has so much ability power. And here we go!
And here we see it. Can they get it? There's the shockwave to follow up. They're all stuck in. Here comes the Zyra. Oh, it's the Wombo we've been waiting for. The Zyra pops them up. We see 2 go down. Caitlyn is still up though. She's standing comfortable at the back. And as Caitlyn and Karthus, Vlad goes down. Caitlyn by herself, she's going to be really careful. Yeah, she's really in a bad spot. And I think this might do it. This is what we're waiting for. That initiate is way too strong. And if they hit that many heroes, they're in trouble. Caitlyn is still up, but she's having a hard time. There we go. Look at that damage. The barrier coming up. She's just going to get away really close there. This could kill Elise. She's going to repel really nicely timed out of there, just surviving that. And they're going to get this turret, I believe. In fact, they're going to get Karthus as well. Well done. should jump by the Trist to go chase that. They're going to take down the tower. That's going to be a Nexus as well. That was the initiate they've been waiting for. Such a powerful combo. Really good team comp coming out by the blue team.
That initiate was just amazing. NX Dust, he's a Diamond 1 jungler, and he's pretty much showing off what he knows how to do. He forced that team fight. They had no vision on him. All he did was charge up the elastic slingshot, get the ball on top of his head, jump in, and they won the team fight based off those 2 ults. I think maybe even if it was a 4v5, they could have. It was just absolutely amazing.
Really well for his team. He's really done a superb job in that jungle, and he's proving why he's such a high skilled player and a high tier player, because he can really make the difference. That was well weighted. He waited till he got the right time to jump in. Ori was ready for it, and just an easy little combo for them to just do masses of damage. The other team needs to be aware of that. They need to be way more careful. They cannot get jumped on like that.
No, they can't in the future. And that was just picking up the oracles set that up, really. Like, if NX Dust, the Zac, was sitting on top of a ward, he wouldn't have been able to pull that off. But they cleared the wards, he set up a really nice jump, and the team fight was pretty much won as soon as he landed.
Yep, and that fling has such a long range. You really don't know where he's coming from. It could be from so many different angles and areas. It's just so dangerous. It is so difficult to ward up and protect yourself against. So they've got a really strong initiate, and that's really what can make the difference. But they've still got to get, no, they've got onto the high ground and they've got the Rex. So now there's one Baron. Baron would really finish it off.
It really would. Zarya's just clearing out the Baron pit at the moment, and then I wouldn't be surprised if we did see a Baron as soon as it was clear. They can pretty much force the Baron fight now as well, because they will win the team fight. And Zac goes in again.
We're seeing it. They can't get the shockwave though, but I think this should be right. He's tanky enough. The Jarvan's looking for an initiate. He wants to kind of wrap it up. And there he goes. He's going for the Orianna. He wants to get her out. At least just pumping out damage though. He has got his ult up, but he's by himself. Jarvan in a bad spot there actually. He's going to go down. The Let's Bounce go around the shot to fight. Zac's causing a lot of trouble, and there we go. The cleanup at least, taking up the Vlad. That's the name I was looking for. Karthus goes down too. Here's the shockwave on the Kate. Kate's in trouble. Kate's going to go down here for sure. The ult's not enough.
That's the ace.
The triple kill coming down on the Trist.
Might actually be the game as well. I think they're going to be able to go and take the Nexus off the back of this. Their death timers are long enough, and incredibly well played by Noxius Gaming to clean this game up at the end.
Yep, the people are right. I should have always listened to them. That combo of just Zac and Orianna, way too strong, just absolutely dominated those team fights. Now they're going to get it. This is going to be the win. An extremely close game, but just that team, that combination of heroes is way too strong. Caitlyn did a good job, but not enough, and that's going to be GG.
Yeah, that's really well played. And alright guys, the stream is actually going to go off now, even though the last 2 or 3 games are going to run while the stream's off. So at the end of tonight, well, at the end of the games, the brackets will be released on OceanicGaming.net and on our Facebook page. So if you haven't, please like our Facebook page. I'll type it in for you guys in a minute. And like us, and you'll get the announcement. Otherwise, that will be us for today. The round robin will finish, and the semis and grand finals will continue tomorrow at 11 AM New Zealand Standard Time. So thank you so much for watching and supporting us, and we'll see you all tomorrow at 11. And would you like to say anything before we sign off, Greg?
I just look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Make sure you definitely reach the grand final, because it's going to be absolutely sick. We've had so many evenly balanced teams. I can't wait to see what the actual final's like. We're going to see who's the top team. It's going to be intense. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. Yeah, make sure you have followed us on our social media, because you will get the notifications when we do post our stuff.